All right. Call to order the meeting of Fitchburg Public Safety and Human Services for May 10th, 2022, held at City Hall in the Francis Huntley Cooper Council Chambers. Attending tonight in person, myself and Jay. Is Shannon online? No, she is not. Okay. So, public appearances for non-agenda items. I believe you're all here for agenda items. Is that correct? Okay. So next, our consent agenda. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes and the approval of the routine operator licenses.
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Any discussion? Okay. Jay, do you recall, I'm missing my notes, how many,
Sentences that start with J, do you recall? Usually don't go very far.
how many, the operator's licenses? Tracy, how many were new versus renewals?
Let me look real quick for you.
It looks like there were
I don't have-
5 new,
Okay,
and I
Yep,
don't,
5 new, no renewal.
I don't think there were any renewals.
5 new, okay, just note 5 new and no renewals, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, review of the following license applications, sound permits. The first one, Avid Spring Family Dinner, Boys and Girls Club, Dane County, will hold an Avid Spring Family Dinner on Thursday, May 19th, 2022 at McKee Farms Park, Fitchburg, Wisconsin, from 5 p.m. to 9 with amplified sound. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Is there anyone here to speak on this?
No, this is a reoccurring event where they're just applying for a sound permit again for their event.
Okay. Reoccurring, we did not have any complaints about this last year, and so, Jay, anything?
Nope.
Call the vote. All in favor of approval of the Avid Spring Family Dinner sound permits signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, for Bravo, Benvenitos, 2949 Treverton Pike, Fitchburg, for the Tunes on Tuesday outdoor live music on the outside patio to be held at 2949 Treverton Pike, beginning June 7th through August 30th on Tuesdays from 5 to 10 p.m. with amplified live music. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Anyone here to speak on this? I assume this is reoccurring again, Tracy?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
This covers their background music, their piped in music, and then they just have acoustical live music on Tuesday nights.
Okay. I would
Very
add,
low,
go ahead.
very low volume.
All right. I've been to this. I would encourage people to attend. It's very nice. We'll call the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, for Charlie, Kids Building Wisconsin, 2625 Research Park, Fitchburg, for Kids Building Wisconsin event to be held at McKee Farms Park on Friday, May 13th, 2022 through Saturday, May 14th, from 9 to 5 p.m. with amplified sound. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Is anyone here to speak on this? We had this last year. Come on up. Come on up.
My first meeting.
That's all right.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
My name's Lindsay Yoder, and I am this year's president for Kids Building Wisconsin. This is our 8th year that we will be running the event right here in Fitchburg. And I believe we've had the sound permit every other year.
Yeah, okay. Lindsay, can you email me some flyers? I'd like to put these up in my neighborhood.
Yes,
We have a lot
yes. Very exciting stuff happening this
That,
year.
and I'd like to get it on next door, so the people and kids in my neighborhood would know about this, but if you could email me some flyers, I will print them out and get them up.
Great, thank you.
Approximately how many kids are you expecting?
As of this morning, we were over 5,000 people registered,
5,000 people?
with parents registered too, with the kids.
I think we need a bigger park.
I think we're gonna need a bigger park too at some point. Not everybody will show. We usually get like a 50%
Okay.
60%, so.
Enlighten me, what are some of the building projects that the kids
Yeah,
are involved with?
this year, we have over 50 exhibitors that do hands-on exhibits for kids to come and really get a feeling for what the construction trade is all about. We've got Stevens Construction does a playhouse that they are giving away so kids can come and build mini houses with marshmallows and sticks. We've got virtual reality from Findorf. We've got a demo wall from Tri-North. Lots of big equipment that kids really like, boom lifts and stuff like that. This year, we do have a lumberjack show as well, so we're excited about that, to talk about woodworking and some other fun things.
Cool. I'm a little lumberjack myself, so
Well, you should come then. We have 2 shows, 10 and 1.
if I can find time, I will. Yeah, if you have a flyer on this,
Yep.
send it to dave.herbst@fitchburgwisconsin.com.
Dave.Herbst, okay, H-E-R-B-S-T,
BST.
okay.
And I will get some posted in my neighborhood. Any other questions? We'll call the vote. All in favor of the Kids Building Wisconsin event, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Lindsay.
Great, thank you.
Next, for Delta, Music Theater of Madison fundraiser, Steve Glogowski? Scott, I'm sorry, Scott. I have bad eyes. Sorry for butchering your name. For Music Theater of Madison, 5636 Lacey Road, for fundraiser event to be held at McKee Farms Park on Wednesday, May 18th, next Wednesday, from 5 to 10 with amplified sound. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Scott, would you like to speak to this? Give us a little bit background, about your group and this event?
Yeah, I'm the board president of Music Theater of Madison, a local professional theater company, and we are doing a fundraiser next week. It's kind of a take on the Hot Ones YouTube videos where they go through different hot wings, and instead of being an interview, since we're a music theater, we'll be having different performers eat hot wings and then try to perform Broadway songs.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
So we have amplified sound system for both our MC as well as the performers. We'll have a piano keyboard and the performer singing in the park there.
Looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good time.
All right, thank you. Any questions, Jay?
Nope.
Seeing none, call the vote. All in favor of the Music Theater of Madison fundraiser event, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Next, for Echo, the summer kickoff. Matt Windsoride, Real Estate Partners, 6317 McKee Road, Suite 100, Fitchburg, for summer kickoff client appreciation event to be held at McKee Farms Park on Thursday, June 16th, from 6 to 8 with amplified live sound. So is Mark on, or someone from his company on? I don't see any.
Don't believe so.
Okay. It's relatively short. It's for his clients from 6 to, I believe they had this last year too. Does that sound right, Tracy?
It's possible it might have been called something different
Okay.
next year.
All right. It's 2 hours on a Thursday night in June. You have any problems, questions, Jay, Shannon?
Jay, somebody needs to make a motion.
Oh, yes.
So moved.
Moved by Alan. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. All right, seeing no discussion, all in favor of the summer kickoff event on June 16th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, for Foxtrot, Taking Steps, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, Wisconsin chapter, Blue Mountain Road, Brookfield, Wisconsin, for Take Steps, a fundraiser festival and walk to be held at McKee Farms Park on Sunday, June 5th, from 6 to 1 with amplified sound. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Is there anyone to speak on this one here? No?
This is a reoccurring event that they've
Okay.
had many years in Fitchburg, so. yeah.
Okay, yep, I think I
And
recall.
everything is within the park. They're not using any of the Fitchburg streets. It's all within the park.
That was my question for you, Tracy. Thank you. You're part clairvoyant, as everyone has said. She knows the answers before we ask the questions.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes, Dave?
What part of the park are they using?
Good question.
One would presume, since they have amplified sound, they would be near the shelter, because that would be the place to plug it in.
My guess is
Yeah.
they'd be near the shelter and the walk would probably be around the whole park would be my
Yeah.
guess.
Yep.
They are coexisting with our event?
So they are on Sunday, June 5th from 6 to 1, or 6 a.m. to 1. And your
Sunday,
event,
June 5th.
Sunday, June 5th, and Festa Italia is that same Sunday from 11 to 7. So they would be, I believe they would be there the same time.
I would have a concern about that depending on exactly what they're doing.
Wanna. This is Dave Rizzo, he'll be speaking in a little bit.
Hi, David Rizzo with Festa Italia. I would just have, not necessarily a concern, but questions about exactly what it is that they would be doing, since that would be at the same time that we'd be conducting our festival. And certainly occupying the shelter house with a lot of different food preparation, there really isn't I would have a difficult time understanding how we would coexist.
Okay.
So it looks like they have the park shelter reserved. They have a park permit that they've applied for. Try to look up anything. It's basically just a run walk. I think they might have a couple announcements. I believe the 1 o'clock is just basically for cleanup. I don't anticipate your event or their event overlapping. I can certainly reach out to them to find out a little bit more. But they do have the shelter reserved.
I don't understand how that happens. How could they have the shelter reserved when we have the park for the entire weekend?
I don't have an answer for that, Dave.
Well,
That's a great question. Unfortunately, I don't.
I may have an answer for that, because when we used to do Fitchburg Days, there were a number of different things that we had to do. So you can reserve the park, and then there's a different form for reserving the shelter. And so like you can have just an outdoor event in the park that doesn't involve the shelter, and then there's another form for reserving the shelter. And then, of course, there's the alcohol permits and all that. So if I would presume that the Parks Department would have caught overlapping requests for the shelter.
I would share that hope.
It's
We've
a hope
we've only
and
been
dream.
here for the last 15 years and done it the same way. I can't conceive of how they would assume that we just don't need the shelter house.
Well, there has been turnover in the Parks Department, so it may be a new person dealing with that. I don't know the answer.
And if you look at Jay, I think you're right. I think it's just in the park, but I can get confirmation on this. It looks like it's just the park, and they will be having, the walk stays on the walking path inside McKees Park. And there will be tents. They will be working with a company to secure a tent and Diggers Hotline to ensure that the tents are staked safely to the ground. So it doesn't look like they're using the shelter at all, Dave.
One concern normally on that Sunday morning is Father Dom coming to have mass.
Sure.
So we do have, they have a Catholic mass there on Sunday morning for the Festa Italia.
Well, our tents go up on Thursday, and they come down on Monday, so I'm not, Tracy, I'm not sure exactly what size tents this other organization is hoping to put up or where.
Yeah, we have time to postpone approval of
Yeah,
this application. We can postpone it till the next public safety meeting, and I can get some more information if you want to If you want to do that.
I would prefer we do that. I have a motion to postpone the taking steps event vote until the next meeting. Moved by Strassman. Do we have a second on that? Motion to delay it?
Sure.
Second by Allen.
I was just looking through all the stuff that they submitted, and normally, see, this may not, their event may be fairly small. So we have the large-scale events, which Fitchburg only had 2, Fitchburg Days and Festa Italia. And then there's these smaller events, and for the larger events, we were required to provide like a layout of where everything was gonna go. But for a smaller event, they might not have the same restriction. There's also there is that second shelter at McKee Farms Park that's not near the building, the one that's closer to Kids Crossing.
Sure.
So I don't know, somehow this is gonna have to get coordinated.
Postpone, we've voted to, we had a motion and approval to delay this till the following meeting to gather more information. I believe the board would like to see where the tent would be, and I'm concerned, they are starting early, but I would prefer to hear Father Dom's homily. A lot of people come just for that. And what time is that? Is that normally at 8?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Okay, so 10's a little later, but
Hey, can I just go on the record as saying anything by anybody else within the constraints of our fence line is not acceptable?
yeah, I would agree.
I don't want to infringe on anybody else's rights to celebrate in the park, but that's just, I can't conceive of how that would be compatible.
Okay,
Yeah.
We're an admission event. I mean, it's,
We'll find out some more information. I don't think, the recreation department would book 2 events on the same day if it wasn't coordinated properly
okay,
in the park. So, but we'll find out just to get some answers and.
thank you.
okay. We had a motion approval to delay this till the following meeting. Call the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. This event is, this vote is delayed pending further information at the next meeting. Next on our agenda, for golf, the Thirsty Goat, 3040 Cahill, Maine, Fitchburg, Wisconsin, for outdoor background music and live music on the patio Monday through Friday to be held at 3040 Cahill, Maine, beginning May 12th, 2022 through October 31st, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. with amplified music. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Allen. Anyone here to speak on this? I don't believe so.
No.
Okay, reoccurring, I don't know if they did it last year with COVID, but they've done this in the past. Again, I've attended this in the past. It's fun spending the time out there. So any questions from the other board members? Then we'll call the vote. All in favor of the Thirsty Goat event with amplified live music to permit, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next, review of the following license applications. Street use permit with amplified sound, Race for Agris, 5 Alpha. Race for a Grace Hospice Care, 5395 East Sherrill Parkway. For Race for a Grace, 5K run and walk to be held on Sunday, June 5th, with a start at the Grace Hospice Care, 5395 East Sherrill Parkway, using various Fitchburg streets with a finish at Agora in Fitchburg Center. Large-scale street use permit from 7 to 1, amplified sound permit from 8:30 to 1. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Allen. We have Jade online that would like to could speak to this event. I would also add, there was a map in the packet showing the race route where they're requesting the street permit. Go ahead, Jade.
Yeah, it's the 6th year, so it should be all good to go. It's my first year overseeing it, so it's been passed on to me. But if there's any questions, feel free to let me know.
How many Do you have an idea how many participants you expect?
I would say 300 to 350.
Okay. And after they are done, I would encourage them to go to Festa Italia after they've enjoyed
Well,
themselves.
we're
at
actually
your
going to be
event.
playing a little bit of music this year now that
Oh,
COVID
okay.
has ended. We have a coworker that's in a band, so she's going to play at the Agora Pavilion for a little bit.
Oh,
But
cool.
then we'll let them roam. But
Sounds good.
hopefully they'll stick around for a little bit.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jade. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Call the vote. All in favor of the Race for a Grace street use permit with amplified sound signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, a review of the following license applications. Capital City Theater, approval of temporary, I'm sorry, I'm off here. So that was 5A. Would this be 5B or is this a different, oh, 6A? I'm sorry, 6 Alpha. Excuse me, Tracy, I can't read. View of the following license applications. Capital City Theater, approval of temporary Class B picnic license, beer and wine, and all temporary operator licenses. Capital City Theater, 6120 University Avenue, Middleton, Wisconsin, to hold Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet at 1812 at Four Winds Farms, 5736 Adams Road in Fitchburg. The alcohol served on Thursday, June 2nd through Sunday, June 12th, excluding Monday, June 6th through Wednesday, June 8th, from 6:45 p.m. to 8:55 p.m., Thursday through Sunday, and 1:15 p.m. to 3:55 p.m. on Sundays. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. And we have, is it Bomber? No. Christie. I can't read Scott's writing here. Christie, would you like to speak to this event here? I'm sorry.
Sure. Hi, Christine Capica with Bucky Services. It sounds like you've got all the information you need for this permit, but our company will be supplying the licensed bartenders, which went through the approval process with the clerk's office this past couple weeks, and we'll be adhering to all of the guidelines as set forth by the city.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board on this event? Okay. Seeing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor of the approval of temporary Class B picnic license, beer, wine, and all temporary operator licenses, Capital City Theater, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Scott. Next, 7 Alpha, review of the following license applications, Festa Italia. Consideration of application for sound permit, Festa Italia, Italian Workmen's Club, 914 Regent Street, Madison, to hold Festa Italia on Friday, June 3rd, 2022 through Sunday, June 5th at McKee Farms Park. On Friday, June 3rd, 2022 from 4:30 to 11, Saturday, June 4th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, June 5th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. with amplified music. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Dave, anything you want to add?
No, I think everybody here is pretty familiar with the event. We're looking forward to coming back for, first time since 2019, so we're anxious to get her going again.
Okay, We look forward to it. I always look forward to seeing Father Dom, too. Haven't seen him in a while. Okay. All right, any questions, Shannon and Jay? And we'll call the vote. All in favor of consideration of application for sound permit Festa Italia, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next,
Was that the only agenda item for us?
no, it's not.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. Okay. That was the sound permit. Next, 7 Bravo, approval of temporary Class B picnic license, beer and wine, and all temporary operator licenses. Italian Workmen's Club, Madison, Wisconsin, for Festa Italia to be held at McKee Farms Park with alcohol sales on Friday, June 3rd, Saturday, June 4th, and Sunday, June 5th. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. Tracy, I assume all the permits, it looked to me like everything was signed and approved?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Anything to add, Dave? Nothing more?
Nope.
All right. And then we'll call the vote. All in favor of resolution, or all in favor of the approval of temporary license, beer and wine, and temporary operator license for Festa Italia, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, agenda item 8 alpha, resolution R 9322, updating memorandum of understanding between Fitchburg Fire Department and Wisconsin DNR. Is the chief here? He's not. I think I can
I'll move for approval.
move by Alan for approval. So my understanding of this is there's land owned by the DNR within the city of Fitchburg. And this is a memorandum of understanding for the fire department to provide emergency response for forest fire and also for controlled burns if they choose to put those on. Is that your understanding, Alder Strassman and Alder Allen? Okay. I'm not aware. I read through it. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I believe this is something they update every several years. So. All right, if there's no questions, we'll call the vote. All in favor of resolution R 9322, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Announcements. Our next meeting is May 24th, 2022. Please let Tracy or myself know if you can't attend. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Could I ask a question?
I'm sorry, Dave.
That's all right, but I just didn't want you to adjourn first. I'm not familiar with the process, so just so I know, what is the follow-up process on the follow-up of the other reservation or whatever it is?
So in 2 weeks, when we meet again, Dave, that'll be on the agenda for us to discuss. And at that point, we should have, we're expecting to have a layout, a little more information on that event. And the board will look at that and determine whether it's acceptable to have that same time as the
Well,
festa.
what I would hope would happen between now and then is maybe, because the contact information for this other organization is in the agenda packet, which you obviously saw. So maybe,
No, well,
the agenda packet's available on our website,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
If you could make a phone call over there, it'd be best if the two of you could work it out and then come back to us with a proposal.
is that,
Because it's hard for us to say, well, this tent's gonna go here, this tent's gonna go there. So if there's a way that your organization and theirs can hash through it, this shouldn't take more than 10 minutes on the phone, I wouldn't think. But obviously, you had your application materials in first, so.
I would assume so, and
So if we can't work it out, then they're gonna have to change their date. But I would, my expectation would be that somehow there'd be a way to work this out.
I would prefer they change the date, but if they can not be in conflict with each other, I believe that events could go on the same time. But we will, it'll be on the
just so
agenda for
I'm clear, there was an error somewhere in the scheduling system.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Tracy, can you?
I can make a recommendation, Dave. I can reach out to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation regarding the layout of their event. I can also work with our recreation department for information that they have regarding the event, and I can let you know what their plans are and see if we can work it out within staff between our department and recreation department. And if not,
It's a
it'll be
big,
up to the board on 24th whether or not they approve.
it's a big park. We all know that. We don't use the entire park. If, they're free to use anything from the baseball diamond south, I guess it would be. We don't use the whole park. You guys know which parts of the park we use.
Yeah.
It's just,
They can't come inside the fence unless they.
well, it would be quite awkward.
Yes,
I
agree.
don't feel comfortable trying to resolve something with another entity that, this wasn't our fault. I don't understand how we're supposed to solve it.
Yeah. I don't think you should have to. We'll let Tracy see what she can,
Okay,
we'll task her with finding a resolution on this, David.
thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, you bet. I'll reach out to you, David. Thank you.
Okay.
Announcements again, our next meeting, May 24th, 2022. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Alan. All in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned.